All right, we over here at Palm Beach Boxing, everybody, with my man, Coach Lou. And he's going to be hosting the 2021 Golden Gloves this year, right here in the building. And believe me, Master Boxing, we will be in the house. What we want to do is introduce you guys, and I want to find out about your program, man. This place is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you guys do here. As you giving me a little briefing, I want you to tell the people who are just fans and the up-and-coming trainers,
Absolutely.
how you get it popping here, when was it established, take us back.
Well, we've been established since 1998.
Yeah.
Palm Beach. We've moved a couple times. This is our final destination.
Yeah.
Finally bought this building and have put some roots into it, you know. Used to be a boxing gym a long time ago. I actually used to train here as an amateur.
Yeah, see.
It's full circle coming back.
It's
to
crazy.
It, you know? We got 9,000 square feet. We got 2 rings. We got one out right now because of the show that's coming up.
Yeah.
We have an MMA.
Oh, you got another ring too?
Yeah, usually goes right here.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow, you're doing it.
Yeah, and you know, that's it. And you know, I have the franchise to the Florida Golden Gloves.
Yeah.
We make the team every year, take them out to the Nationals.
That's big time.
Tulsa, Oklahoma this year is where the Nationals are in
Yeah.
August. And we're hosting our tournament this weekend, try to get our
guys
elite
ready.
champions and take them out.
Separate them. That'll be good, man.
Yes, sir.
So when you started on Saturday, how many people are going to be attended from your gym? How many guys you
So,
got competing?
From my gym, Elite Open, I only really have 2. One
Yeah.
male, one female.
Okay.
Believe it or not. And then I have a bunch of new guys that are coming up into it.
Yeah.
But statewide, I have 200 participants that have enrolled into the tournament.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a pretty filled 25, 30 fights a day tournament type of.
Woo. And for you who do not know what that's like, imagine the hardest thing you ever did in your life and multiply that by 500. Because putting on these kind of events, you'll never get credit for doing it. And like the old adage is, nobody cares, you got to work harder. And that's what he's doing. Yeah, because he's doing a lot. And the kids are getting an opportunity, and they have an MMA side, which the overlay is going to be showing that you get an opportunity to do all types of mixed martial arts, and at the same time, pure T, raw, authentic boxing from the old school, and it's taught by real great teachers. So we thank you for doing this, man. And just going through here, you're seeing the archives, you see all the great champions on the wall. And I'm going to just have a great comb over so people can really appreciate what you're doing here at Palm Beach Boxing, man. And we will be in the house. And like I told him, I said, look, my objective is just to volunteer, throw on a little volunteer hat, take the spit buckets around, help the guys out, because what he's doing, man, is no joke, man. It's a serious undertaking. So, man, we appreciate this. This was awesome.
Can't wait till Sunday.
Oh, or Monday.
I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, because Sunday you're gonna be doing it. Saturday you'll still be getting stuff back in the place. But it's a great facility, man. So until next time, you guys continue to follow. Listen to your trainers, the guys who really paved their way, and make sure you do your homework when you're searching for your trainer, because it's guys like these that set the bar and the standard. Until next time, be blessed at God's speed. So long. Peace. Woo wee! Oh my gosh. It is so good to be back in the building. Got to pop it up over here. What is good, everybody? I am so glad to be back live, and I am ready to get it popping. And I hope before it's any confusion that y'all are ready to get it in. And it's time to box. I'm back this time. First time live since being down in South Florida. So special shouts out to the governor of Florida, because South Florida is absolutely off of the chain. And there's nothing more hot than a state that is all about combat. And we are live in the midst of that combat life. So welcome all of you. I want to know where you're watching from. Special shouts out to you for tuning in and making sure that I was going to get it popping live. Special shouts out to my guy, Paul, from they are out in Australia. So it's 4 a.m. in the morning there. So I got to send a special shouts out to him and his little man who are watching. And thanks for being so dedicated, brother. Let me see what my check-in brothers are. We got some great stuff to unpack. Two-Tone Boxing is in the house. Beechwood, Ohio. Shouts out. I hope you guys are getting your boys ready for that Golden Gloves, your girls and guys. Prep because it is a beautiful undertaking when you get to watch something so amazing as the Golden Gloves. Let me see. I want to see some good check-ins right here. Two-Tone, yeah, you in the building. Let me see who else I got. Two-Tone. What's happening, brother? West Philly in the house. Special shouts out to you, my friend. You are my brethren from another end. Let me see who else is at in the building. Guys, you're loading it up. Hola to you too, Hassan. Bam. There we go. Freeport Fitness Solutions out in Freeport, New York. My man, Coach Thomas Himmelberg, doing that TSOB love. Special shouts out to you. Today, we got such a great show to unpack. We're going to go through some things that some of the coaches know. And don't forget Willett Boxing Club in Hawkesbury, Canada. That's where you're going to get that special skill set. Now, I would like to shoot a plug for my man, Coach Stephen Willis, because you hear me see these guys' name and pop them up on the screen. But what you're going to get when you are dealing with someone like Coach Steve Willits is the thing about him is he is, excuse me, I had a message come through. When you are working on your technique and you're not clear on your skill set, and there are just so many uncertainties about what you're doing and how it's working, how it feels to you, you need what we call a technician, someone who can really throw the message at you clear. That's what you get when you go out to Willett Boxing out in Hawkesbury, Canada. That's why we have such a solid level of groomed coaches. They're constantly in learning progression on a constant basis so that the knowledge that your guys are getting, that you get to really have clarity about your skills, because 92% of the coaches out there are not getting continued education. So they just feel like it's okay just to do enough, but it's not okay just to do enough. And these guys are doing double time, and they're working on just an entire different stratosphere to make sure that they're giving you the most insightful knowledge and that they can break it down to you so that it's clear. So special shouts out to my team out in Canada, Hawkesbury, to be specific. Arkansas, you're in the house, and we are going to get into how to approach the Olympics, how to approach Golden Gloves tournaments, some of the things that you must need to know. And we're going to answer some questions. So if you got some questions, you can go ahead and get started, popping them in the comments, and we can get this going, because I want everybody to be totally informed about the sport of boxing, and so that the next generations are just in a much better place. So let's see what we got here. Siffy HQ. That's a really interesting name, but I live in Minnesota. Minnesota, special shouts. You're in the house. And Texas is in the building. Regal Ben, Yehuda. It's good to have you on this segment of It's Time to Boxing. You know why? It's just because you love boxing. Let us know if you belong to a gym. If you have a gym, let us know in the comment box. We want to make sure that everybody's kind of merged. We just left Palm Beach Boxing, where they will be hosting the 2021 Golden Gloves. And it just is so beautiful. And I hope you all got an opportunity to see it. If not, I'll show the 3-minute interview at the end of the show so you can get it. But what we're going to do is unpack a few things. And I'm going to enlighten you on how to operate when you're going into tournament boxing. If you're an aspiring boxer and you hadn't gotten started with it yet, and you are just figuring things out, if you're a trainer and you're just getting going and you're not sure about taking or how to take your athletes to that next level and start showing up at these tournaments, then you're in the right place, man. We got you covered. You'll know by the end of this show what being inside of these type of events entail. So that's what it is. What's up, champ? I like the Mike Tyson emoji. That's cool. Good thumbnail. I didn't skip Detroit. You just was last to the bus, baby. You got to make sure you get on the bus. James Humphreys from the D, not just Detroit, but the D, known for getting it down, burning it to the bottom level. I love the D. Let's go ahead and mention some names who trained out there under Emmanuel Stewart. Guys like Tommy Hitman Hearns, the body snatcher, McCallum, all of these great fighters, James Lights Out, bumped in Philly. So, I mean, Detroit has a deep fiber. And Harrison's out there right now doing big things, redeeming itself, coming into the game, stepping it up. And it's all about, this sport of boxing is all about redemption. Always remember that. Hi, I'm talking about elite amateur. Elite amateur, okay. What do you think about no headgear? Isn't head class dangerous like cuts? Yeah, head clashes are dangerous. Yeah, you just had a little typo. It says class, but clash. The thing about a head clash, all of these things are a part of the sport. You will get cut even with headgear on from punches and busted noses. No headgear. Our team was pretty much honored to take part in this. And my uncle, Coach Bradley, said that when he got, I think they sent an invite because of the pedigree. But one thing that was clear with the World Series of Boxing is they wanted to prepare these guys who were going to the next level for the professional level and the Olympics. No headgear is definitely, I would only position it to be in a place where they use it in elite level tournaments, of course. And I think it's fine. You have to practice what's necessary. And that's your defensive prowess, your footwork, understanding spacing, and understanding how to clinch and preventative head clashes when you're going against a southpaw if you're a conventional fighter. Those things all come with understanding how to box and knowing and understanding where your presence is inside of that boxing ring. So that was a great question, and I hope that answer landed. It's definitely on a case study, but when it's all said and done, there's going to be less head clashing if there's better training. So that's kind of it. That's the bottom line. And that's what we're here to do. We are here to pave the way for everyone who's in a position like the trainers to have a teacher so they can teach. And that's it. Good question, man. Let me see. And then I'm going to move on. I'm 29. I want to go pro, but fresh meat, meaning I never touched a boxing ring. Man, look, would you try to go pro football? Well, pro football is safer than boxing. Street fighting and shadow boxing at your house is not boxing. There are so many, you got to learn an entire dictionary of things. You don't understand the language, the vocabulary. Every time you see a boxing video, you learn something new. A word, a phrase, a skill. And those things are a part of this humongous library of things that you don't know. You can't go to China if you don't know Chinese and live like a total regular individual. And that's what boxing will be. Every minute of the day, something's new being placed in front of you, and you don't understand any of the language. You don't understand the body language. You don't understand the algorithms of a fighter. You don't understand the difference between amateur or pro. So much you got to learn. You don't understand how to go into weigh-ins and weight cuts and the days where you're getting your all of the testings done in your physical exams and things like. It's so much, like you'll be like this nonstop. Nothing will ever feel comfortable, and then there'll be time for you to retire when things even begin. So I'm going to say this to anyone out there talking about going professional. Even if you got an amateur career, going professional, that means the highest level of business, the highest level of having agents and people to surround you, protect you, nutritionists, trainers, people who are supporting you that are on your team, a towel and water bucket guy, people who are experienced in the sport. You got to build a team, and then you got to have a marketing team, a team to help market you and build. Like, man, I'm just going to tell you, James, dreaming is one thing, being there and doing it for real is another thing. Okay. So, yes, I'm going to make it clear as well. Boxing is always looking for opponents. That's all you'll ever be. All right. And I hope that didn't come across harsh, but that's, you don't know the language, the vocabulary, the dictionary that you will have to learn. So anybody who boxes and trains can weigh in on that comment. You can add to that, on reply on that, so he'll understand that the reality of boxing, brother, is not about knowing that you can street fight and then you want to do it. It's like going to school to be a doctor, literally. 15 years of dedication. That's why kids start out so young. If not, you'll just be figuring it all out forever. And there's not going to be another guy that come out there and do it and get as lucky and beneficial as Jake has, because the guys understand work ethic, a different level. That's why he had 20 plus million followers across the board before he even done anything like that. So just think about it. Crunk Gym is a beautiful place. Which U.S. boxer you think will win Olympics? It has to do with a lot of other things, but what I'm going to do right now is, and just so you know, judging has a lot to do with it, and understanding how the athletes are going. There are a lot of people that go, and these are the best athletes in the world. So to answer that question, you never know. No one ever knows this, but there's different algorithms that you have to be able to adopt when you're in this world. Okay. So when you're boxing in rhythms and you got to learn how to throw punches, what we're going to cover right here is how should you deliver and throw punches when you're in the boxing ring at these elite level tournaments. So here we're going to show you techniques that we use in developing combinations. If you want to look at this segment, this is breaking it down, and this is just a little clip of our science of counterpunching program. It gives you several layers to what does it look like when you're taking instructions at a higher level. And so I'm going to give you a little peep into that. If you got questions, just understand, boxing here, you're with the best. And if you want real answers, you ask the question and I'm going to give you the real answer. I'm not going to give you fluff. So let's take a look at this. This is some of the in-fighting, combination punching, learning how to let your hands flow, because in tournament boxing, it's an entirely different level. Let's go. And I want to see a little head movement. I want to see a 5-2-3, and then 3-4-3 come behind that, or a 4-3-2. Either or. The objective is to see what it looks like in a simulation mode whenever you're counter punching and you're in the paint and you want to make that adjustment yourself. Counter punching, the sweet art of boxing at the highest level. Let's get inside. Let's box a little bit, move the hands, and start the counter punching. Ready? Inside. 5, 2, 3. Lead off. Rubber. Good. Nice counter. Double jab. Get inside, keep that head moving left or right. As the shorter fighter gets inside and throws that combination and gives the other guy a little trouble. Now, You're going to lead with the 4, 3, and a 2. Boom, boom. And we're going to try to do something down low in the bread basket after the fact. That's going to be your counter. From the button, we know he's going to the body, he's going to the bread basket. After he finishes the combination, you know, once he pushed that button, you let him go.
Okay.
And you close it out with everything you got. Let's work. 5, 2, 3.
All right, what you're going to notice right here is
is
you have to have that efficient punch that stands out to show that your combination is truly effective and that you meant to do it. So you'll see that additional touch to the bread basket. You see how he swoops them? That's important. That hook and swoop. And we will be answering the questions that I see popping up on the screen. I see some good ones.
What I wanted to see there was counterpunching from the body attack. So once Primo was able to throw, let's say for instance you threw the 4-3-2, you just throw 4-3-2, and then you go to the body, go both sides, body, body, and then boom. And from that point, what I want to see is boom, boom, and then you go back down, pop, pop, and spin out, and then you start back up with the same thing, pop, 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 and then you back up to the top, pop, pop, pop. And master the science. Never allow an opportunity to attack the body go by you, because you get very few of those opportunities when you're on the inside. You guys feeling all right? The science of counterpunching is understanding. No matter how many punches they throw, there will be a punch that's last. Whatever that last punch is, that's what you counter off of. So if it's a left hook there, you can go with the right hand, left hook, right uppercut. If it's a right hand, you can go right hand, right uppercut, left hook, right hook, body shot, slide under, turn. Then another 4, 3 step slide, keeping your body, and use those shoulders to keep you anchored left side to right side, so it doesn't matter whatever he throws, it won't land clean. That's the science. So if he catches you here, you go here. Here, you go here. Doesn't matter, like I said, that's why we go through the drill. Now I'm gonna close it out, same thing, but I wanna see you close out with that double body shot at the end, and the person who gets hit last, counter from that shot. Work.
Take very close notes, and I'm going to answer the questions after the fact. Look at the combination output.
Good. Now that is some up-tempo spin.
All right. So, like I said, it's uber important. Sorry, I keep switching my thing. It's so important that you realize it's like some of you aren't really listening, but the activity level that you have to learn in boxing to do this is this is competitive level sparring. You think you can get in there and do that? It's not like that simple. So I just seen a question pop up, young man. I got to get back to it. I can't quite see. All right. I'm pursuing. This is knock. You know, first thing you got to have in boxing is a name. full name so they can identify who you are. I'm 22 pursuing a boxing career. I know the basics as well. Do you think it's too late? Yeah, it's too late to be delusional because you're delusional if you think knowing the basics, which you don't. Because if you haven't had a coach in front of you telling you yes or no, you don't. Got fighters who fight don't have the basics. Basics, you never get them all. Just because you can spew them off of the tip of your tongue does not mean you know them. Basics are to be the thing that grooms your style over a period of time. And that's how a style's developed. So if you've really mastered the basics, you already have a style. It takes years to master the style, and it takes years to master basics. And it means day after day, day after day after day after day after day after day after day, minute after minute, 4 or 5 of those hours a day of just boxing. So I would just hope that you all realize all you're doing is jumping into the threshold of a bunch of opponents for guys who are fighters like you just saw on the screen to whoop up on and send them home with brain concussions and wishing they never stepped into a boxing gym. All right. That's all. You're not ever going to. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you the truth. How well are you able to take the truth is the question. All right. The reality is no, you can't. And it's too late if you think going into the boxing gym is about competing at a pro level or amateur level. Is about, I know street basics. Real coach will have you thinking the real reality of these things. All right. So get educated about boxing. And all right, there you go. Old school terminology, breaking basket, bread basket. That's right. And what we doing to give insight to this stuff to help you is making sure that we have this Q&A. And the Q&A really just shows who's watching and what their idea of boxing is. And boxing to people, their perception of boxing is, I see it on YouTube, I can do that. Or wanting to do it means that you are doing it. You might end up being an accountant just because you love it. And everybody who's in boxing loves it. You have guys that are referees. You have guys that are coaches. You have guys that are literally just conditioning coaches for the boxing world. You have people on the administrative side of things, people who own the board. Maybe you do not get the chance to be an actual fighter. So, because when you're in the sport of boxing, it takes dedication on a level that most people won't make it. That's why fighters get frustrated with the media, because they don't really understand what it was required. Thanks, Mr. John Edwards. Facts. It's the bottom line. And you can see people are literally delusional. They think because they watch YouTube that they can fight. And that is not the case. And I had a question from Coach. That's a nice looking shirt. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. We try to make sure that we keep it groomed for the show, this respectable sport of boxing. And when it comes down to this tournament boxing, it's no joke. And I promise you, when you think about wanting to do it, sit down with someone that's real, a parent, a guardian, and then find a mentor kind of person, a person who has no vested interest in you or gonna benefit from it, a friend of a friend who knows the sport. Sit down go to a real boxing gym and have the coach to have the conversation with him and his administrative team. Because if you're really serious about boxing, you're doing the things that's necessary. You're not at home sitting in front of a mirror talking about you want to be a boxer. You're actually out there doing the things that's required. So if you haven't gotten the itch hard enough to even do that, it's a slim chance that you're a real fighter. But that does not mean you can't play a role in the sport of boxing, getting venues, event planning, hosting events. It's all kinds of job careers in the sport of boxing. And boxing has done a beautiful thing. And there's so many layers and lanes for it. So feel good about that. And like I said, if my guys Paul and them didn't hear me. Street fighting is different than boxing. Yeah, I learned the hard way. Thank you, Kurt Thomas from the School of Boxing. Make sure you put your hashtag. People need to realize there's people who are learning on a different level here. And the reality is you all learn so much. The thing about it is getting brain damage to learn it is not the right way. Hence is why we have the School of Boxing. And we teach it so that you won't have to learn it the hard way. We show the trainers how to go about training. Now, I'm going to go on to this question that was asked from our guys out in Arkansas, Coach Glenn Hudson. All right. So from Making Moves Boxing, yeah, it's a big thing to have the criteria. So he asked, what is a good thing? And a lot of coaches I'm going to answer this for, because most of you who are watching need to know when you're in a tournament, which is a small percentage of guys who will really take their guys to tournaments. Now, you take a listen to this. When you get prepped for a tournament, you do everything to make your weight. So first thing you got to do is make sure that your fighter really is living around the weight. Because why? If he's fighting at 125, 130, 140, 141, you have to maintain that weight between you going from one level, one tournament to the next. If you get through, you got to go to the next. And even if you get through one day, you got to make weight the next day. All right. Remember that. So you got to live around that weight. And some of you trying to walk around 8-9 pounds over, that's not a good idea. So in the amateurs, you fight at the weight that you're really comfortable at and that you can maintain, because you get that weigh in. But he wanted to for me to dive into what is good practice in between training camps. When you going home and you're getting ready for the next tournament. So watch this video, some of the things that you can do with your athletes. And this program is called the British Go. This program can be located in the School of Boxing, where we have all of because a lot of you aren't aware of what we do in the school. You just think it's a place where, you probably have no idea. Though the concept is you have to have a place where you learn things and have questions, answers that you have. And you have to have material and guidance on how to follow programs and processes and how to run your business and how to handle situations. So when you get into the School of Boxing group, what you'll see there's a lot of other trainers, and you'll see information on all of these things and videos like this. We have Q&As, and we talk about styles, developing athletes, reminding how important it is to go over your fighters. So it's a constant reminder and a constant grooming process. That's what you'll find in the School of Boxing, and a lot of perks, and with clinics and things like that. We do virtual and workshops, and some of these delusional scenarios that you're in, we answer and fix those questions. So here's a question, an answer to a question. Some of the things that you can do is you can go into a challenge with your guys. And one of the challenges, that's the cardio side, that keeps your oxygen level at the pace that it'll be when you're in these max level tournaments. National Golden Gloves is coming up, and these guys are getting prepped for that. So this is going to be a great undertaking. So here are some of the things that we do. And like I said, these are the type things that we do inside of the School of Boxing. So if you have information, you want to ask questions about that, go up to the schoolofboxing.com. The link will be in the description. Hold on, check it out. So the body, as you get closer to competition, what you want to do is to be able to take something and build your VO2s up. Now it's what we call the British Go. That segment was an 8-minute workout to prep and push your heart, expand it so your lungs can flow, push a lot of oxygen into you. What we're going to do now is the bicycle cycle, what we call the British Go. This program was designed in Great Britain, but what I want to let you know is that the science that was equipped with it said it's the equivalent of working out an hour, but you're knocking it out in 6 minutes. Let's see the criteria that really push this workout to the next echelon of the elite athlete. Let's see what it looks like. All right, so what you do is you set the clock, 40-second pedal at a regular pace, and then 20 seconds you pedal all out. Everything you got, you crank up the resistance, and then you push your heart to the max. As soon as it gets to the 20-second mark, you start back down a moderate pedal, and you repeat that for 6 straight minutes. So that's 40 seconds on, 6 straight times, 20 seconds. You crank it up with everything you got. This will push your heart and your VO2 to another level. This is called the British Go. Let's see what it looks like. Pin it up. Push. Hard. You got it up to 15. You see the ones. Good. 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 Levels back down for that 20 seconds. 40 seconds work. Very good. And then we're gonna crank it back up again. Highest level. Crank it out. Good. There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Crank it. Push it. Push it. Push it, man. Ready to 20. There we go. This is how you go. Push everything all out. Get ready to crank it down. Let's recover. Keep the pace going. Breathe. But at the same time, keep your mind in a zone to push it to the highest level. And then push yourself for 20 whole seconds. Can you hang? This is what it feels like in the ring. You got. Don't leave nothing to chance. Hit that work, Mike. Hit that work. This circuit, we're taking it to 25 and pushing it to the max. See the guys working. True champion. Dig. Dig. Push that baby. That's what's up. Master Boxing. When you get your master's degree in boxing, elite levels. We out of here. Be blessed. Check us out. All right. So, as I said before, sorry, it is not easy, and I just skipped it to the end, just so you get the idea of the British Go system that we created. And I called it British Go because it was from Great Britain, and I had to give them credit for creating such an immaculate level program. And being from the sports science world, I knew that the data checked out. So levels of conditioning your heart, these are the kind of things that we do in the School of Boxing and that you have access to in the School of Boxing. These are things that boxing coaches and trainers do not have access to. So we had to make sure that they have access to these things. So I see some great stuff popping up on the screen, and I'll get to them. You can look good on the heavy bag, the speed bag, and on the pads, but when you get to sparring, that's another thing altogether. Good, well said, Raul. That's the reality that we have to deal with, and it's really tough when you see these guys coming to the gym. But the kind of levels of conditioning, the kind of levels of strength training, you can't lift weights and train like a regular person who's just in the gym to get fit. Boxing requires a lot of different things: the dexterity development and the bone density development, so that you're not reaching out and depending on stiff linear motion moved muscle gains. And so you're looking like this guy, the way Anthony Joshua used to look in Andre Berto. You got to get active muscle, and that takes a serious undertaking. A lot of you have no idea what it is. So when you're training, you got to have an expert in the field, not just a trainer, but a guy who's an expert in combat training, not someone who's just trained with combat athletes. Remember, key word, expert in physiology, what the body requires when you're fighting another human being. So that's what we do. And if you have questions, make sure you click the link. You can go up there and check it out, so you will just have a better perception. But the tournaments are amazing. I appreciate your opinion. Yeah, I understand the amount of work it takes as well. It takes more than work. That's the thing. I wish it only took hard work, but there's assembly, there's psychological things that you got to do. You got to overcome your fears, to have conversations with people to that you will be wanting to bring on to a team. And when you're having that kind of conversation, you have to have a certain prowess about yourself. You don't already have a big following, you don't already have millions of dollars. Think about all the people that you got to convince that you're worth it. And that alone is an undertaking, because people have an options in life to do what they want to do with their time. You have to sell a person on you. Like I've sold people on that I know what I'm talking about and I know what I'm doing. That's why you're here watching, right? But what if some Joe Schmo just threw on a white shirt, put up an overlay on on screen and just start streaming? Would you be watching it? No. Absolutely. Credibility has to be built. So you think about all of the things, Coach, what your honest opinion about third fight, who is going to win in trilogy? We'll have that on its own entire show. It's very interesting, though. That's another great question, and this Q&A is a big deal. So making sure I got everybody knocked and locked. But for those of you who did not see the interview that we had with Coach, hold up, there might be another. Yeah, with Coach. Let me see. Coach Lou from out here in the beautiful world of Palm Beach County. Palm Beach boxing. It was very, very insightful that the world champions that reside there. So I'm going to run that, and any other questions, make sure that you drop them right here in the comment box. Why? Because we are paying attention and we're trying to create a sense of connection with our audience. And that's why we are getting this It's Time to Box running back. And it's a live episode. Like I said, the first live one since being back, being here in South Florida, officially. Master Boxing is in the house. Trust me. So I just have so much that we got to do. So expect answers to the comments that you've dropped. Someone will go right through and connect and answer. So whatever questions that you have, basically one of the key questions is make sure you go up to the site to learn about what we do with this, with teaching the guys the kind of rhythms that you got to have in tournament style fighting, whether it's amateur or pro. Art of sparring. Remember this word. Art of sparring is the product. It breaks it all down. How you treat your body through that camp, how you have to let your hands go. Many, many drills on the algorithms of releasing punches. It's so insightful. So even if you're not a fighter or a trainer and you just want to look inside of how they go about this process, go look it up. It's a segment of it. It's from that you watched a little bit of in that video. And that Art of Sparring download is secrets and the lineage of the boxing history that people have. It's like a treasure chest. So that is a powerful thing. So I'm going to chop it up with you guys next time. Continue to follow us across the board and check out this great interview, this 3-minute interview, and look inside of Palm Beach boxing, world champion level. You got MMA fighters, all kinds of the guys that are at the top, the networks like the Showtime, the HBO used to. So they had stuff that HBO covered back in the day, ESPN, NBC Sports, CBS, all of these different networks live in these arenas and these places like this. So you're in the belly of the beast, where the 2021 Olympics will be, Golden Gloves will be held with Coach Lou. So check out this great little interview that we did. It was absolutely fun. And I knew that I'd be able to bring you guys something really awesome. So check it out. Boxing, everybody, with my man Coach Lou, and he's going to be hosting the 2021 Golden Gloves this year right here in the building. And believe me, Master Boxing, we will be in the house. What we want to do is introduce you guys, and I want to find out about your program, man. This place is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you guys do here. As you giving me a little briefing, I want you to tell the people who are just fans and the up-and-coming trainers
Absolutely.
how you get it popping here. When was it established? Take us back.
Well, we've been established since 1998.
Yeah.
Palm Beach. We moved a couple times. This is our final destination.
Yeah.
Finally bought this building and have put some roots into it. You know, used to be a boxing gym a long time ago. I actually used to train here as an amateur.
Yeah, see,
It's full circle coming back.
It's
to
crazy.
It, you know? We got 9,000 square feet. We got 2 rings. We got one out right now because of the show that's coming up.
Yeah.
We have MMA.
Oh, you got another ring too?
Yeah, it usually goes right here.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow, you
And-
doing it.
Yeah, and you know, that's it. And you know, I have the franchise to the Florida Golden Gloves.
Yeah.
We make the team every year, take them out to the Nationals.
That's big time.
Tulsa, Oklahoma this year is where the Nationals are in
Yeah.
August. And we're hosting our tournament this weekend, try to get our
Yeah, guys
elite
ready.
champions and take them out.
Separate them. That'll be good, man.
Yes, sir.
So when you started on Saturday, how many people are going to be attended from your gym? How many guys you
So,
got competing?
From my gym, Elite Open, I only really have 2. One
Yeah.
male, one female.
Okay.
Believe it or not. And then I have a bunch of new guys that are coming up into it.
Yeah.
But statewide, I have 200 participants that have enrolled into the tournament.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have a pretty filled 25, 30 fights a day tournament type of thing.
Woo. And for you who do not know what that's like, imagine the hardest thing you ever did in your life and multiply that by 500. Because putting on these kind of events, you'll never get credit for doing it. And like the old adage is, nobody cares, you got to work harder. And that's what he's doing. Yeah, because he's doing a lot. And the kids are getting an opportunity, and they have an MMA side, which the overlay is going to be showing that you get an opportunity to do all types of mixed martial arts, and at the same time, pure T, raw, authentic boxing from the old school, and it's taught by real great teachers. So we thank you for doing this, man. And just going through here, you're seeing the archives, you see all the great champions on the wall. And I'm gonna just have a great comb over so people can really appreciate what you're doing here at Palm Beach Boxing, man. And we will be in the house. And like I told them, I said, look, my objective is just to volunteer, throw on a little volunteer hat, take the spit buckets around, help the guys out, because what he's doing, man, is no joke, man. It's a serious undertaking. So, man, we appreciate this. This was awesome.
Can't wait till Sunday.
Oh, or Monday.
I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, because Sunday you're gonna be doing it. Saturday you'll still be getting stuff back in the place. But it's a great facility, man. So until next time, you guys continue to follow. Listen to your trainers, the guys who really paved their way, and make sure you do your homework when you're searching for your trainer, because it's guys like these that set the bar and the standard. Until next time, be blessed at God's speed. So long. Peace. Bam. Once again, I told you it's a very powerful thing when you understand the science of learning how to do these things. And we got to send a special shout out to one of our students over here in the school is now an Olympic coach. People used to say before, this when we first began this, how can we learn boxing online? Oh man, how can we get boxing online? And I'm like, okay, you just watch, because I know this. I did this for real. I didn't do it online. I did it for real. I was in the gym. I was in the world championship training camps. I understand what it takes. So special shouts out, laughing at everybody who was asking us that stupid stuff. We got over 25 Golden Glovers. We got an Olympic head coach. Special shouts out to Christine Lopez, 2021 Olympic boxing coach. The School of Boxing is in the building. That's what's so beautiful about this thing, because we know what we're doing. We have the experience. We have the boxing lineage. This is the 4th generation, and I was ahead of the curve, and this is us getting it popping. So not only will we have presence around the globe, but now we got amazing people representing what we do on the highest level around the world. The Olympics, Tokyo, Japan. We will have our foot in the game. And that's the highest level of sport. So all of you who are wondering and questioning, oh, how can I learn? This is the result of what we've done. And people did not understand it. They didn't know why I put the grind in to make it happen. This is why. So we can have people like this who are around the game get their dreams because they follow a process. So special shouts out to Christine Lopez and congratulations on making it to be a coach in the 2021 Olympics, one of the most special Olympics that will ever be remembered post pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So never, ever doubt people because fuel is fire. Yes, it is. Special shouts out to my brother Marquise George and Glenn Hudson. Coach, you got to get that work when you go out there to the programs. You're running these programs with these kids. Get those boys on the British Go. Get those boys on that 12 Peaks Challenge. Condition their body and just focus on their muscle memory, coach. That's all you got to do. Just make sure that they throw in the punches. And we all know in competition, competitive tournament training, competitive boxing, biggest thing is to make sure that they keep their hands up so there's no clean punches landing. So go over the drills that we do in the science of counterpunching and that art of sparring. Keep their hands up, making sure that you work them, turn them. And when they turn, that their hands are still in the position and just work that drill. All that beautiful stuff that you did, working the muscle memory. So when they go in a tournament, their condition is there and they've just been working on muscle memory things. Hands up, elbows tucked, rotating and turning. Use that hook spin. Boom, boom, 1 through 3. Land the hook and spin the opponent. So they're in the position that they want to be in the next cycle of combinations. Those are little tricks that guys at the elitist of levels know and pass down. So special shouts out to Coach Glenn Hudson and my man Marquise George out in New York, Reps Boxing. I've been sending people over there. Hopefully they've been connecting to you. That's Marquise out there. Got to represent because guys teaching good stuff. The School of Boxing is constantly in the building, taking the game to the next level. Until next time, continue blessings. Follow us, check us out. Make sure if you're learning and you have questions about boxing, we are your source to give you the right information. And you know we don't belly up with just giving you any type of information. We're going to tell you the truth. Until next time, be blessed at Godspeed. Tag your best friend. Let them know this is boxing. And it's time to box.